Mercari is a site where you don't want to profit anything. That is the site to go to. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Viaglo. If you are new here, my name is Gloria and I'm a full-time reseller on multiple different apps, and I resell clothes and shit. That's exactly what I do. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Mercari. I've already did a similar video to Poshmark as well as Depop, and I'll link those down below if you want to check those videos out. Now, I've made plenty of Mercari videos. If you guys aren't new to my channel, I'm sure you have already found me from one of those videos. The first one was a Mercari tips video, and then the other one was a why I love Mercari. And then I did make a what sells on Mercari video. So I loved Mercari at one point, okay? All right, so first, I've been on Mercari for 2 years now. Actually, this month marks my 2-year anniversary for Mercari. So I've sold over 360 items and I've made over $8,000, and I'm really happy about that given the fact that I was part-time for a majority of that amount. I've also had a 5-star rating, which is pretty good. Of course, I get the little stragglers of a 4-star or a 3-star or a 2-star, but that just comes with the territory of selling items. People are going to be dissatisfied. It is what it is, but I don't give a shit. I got the money. All right, so first let's talk about the app layout. Oh my goodness, this shit is hideous. Okay, I'm not really sure who designed it, but they did a shitty job because it's so ugly. It's an eyesore. I absolutely hate how the home screen looks. Not only are you showing me items that are in my local area that is selling, you're showing me items that I recently viewed, and then you're piling on top of that items that you think I may like. Nobody wants to see that when they go to their home screen. What I can say I do enjoy about the app layout is that I do not have to be engaged on the app all the time. It is the lowest of maintenance platforms, and I love that. Okay, I love that I do not have to constantly share items. I love that I do not have to constantly relist items every couple of hours to get my items boosted back up to the top, because I feel like it's time consuming. Like, I don't have time to be doing all of that. Like, why are you making me do that? But Mercari doesn't. So that is like one of the best things that Mercari could offer, is the fact that you do not have to spend all your fucking time sharing or relisting just to get some engagement. Now, shipping. If you sell on Mercari, you already know that Mercari is a site where it is geared toward more of the lower end of customer base. Of course, you have those people that are just on the platform because, you know, more platforms, the more items that they could potentially find. So they don't really care what platform it is. But I feel like Mercari is designed for those people. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, shipping has risen like a shit ton since I started on the app. And of course, it is not Mercari's fault. It is all of these other shipping sites doing, okay? But it leads me to believe that Mercari clearly doesn't have like a deal with USPS or FedEx or UPS, because it's not really a deal. It should be no reason that shipping is $12.48. $12.48 to ship something that is 2 pounds. We're not even talking about like you can ship something up to 5 pounds like how Poshmark is. You literally could only ship something that is 2 pounds or less. So if it's time for me to ship something that is 3 pounds, I'm paying $14, damn near $15. Shipping is insane. It is robbery, okay? And I think that Mercari doesn't understand, and I get it. I completely get it. They probably don't want to dip into their own profits by cutting out a better deal with these sites, so then we can pay less shipping. I feel like Mercari needs to work on that, and honestly it's going to get collectively worse, and that's why I entertain the idea of leaving Mercari, because you have so many buyers that will jump into your messages like, hey, why is this so expensive? Mercari does not play about underpaid shipping, okay? So you can have an item that is a pound and 1 ounce, and you're thinking, well, 1 ounce is not going to kill me. I'm not going to pay an extra $6-7 for 1 ounce. Baby, you will. So I had a pair of American Eagle pants, and I had them listed at 32. They offered me 28, which I thought was very reasonable. And I told them, yeah, but they didn't send the offer. They just said, would you do 28? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So then I dropped the price, and then they were about to go and purchase it, and they said, hey, do you think you can change the shipping to the £1 one, because shipping is expensive. At the time, I don't believe that FedEx Shore Post was out. I was like, yeah, no problem. So then shipping ended up being like under $5 for her. And next thing I know, she gets the item, she rates me, and then it's time for me to rate. I rate, and then Mercari is like, hey, by the way, we took $6.01 from your earnings for underpaid postage. This item actually weighed 1 pound and 4 ounces. So I was sick, y'all. I was sick because that's $6 that I lost out on. So I feel like when it comes to Mercari, Mercari doesn't do the whole pay for postage when you receive the item. It encourages you to make sure you are actually putting the right shipping price, because it's going to come out of your earnings, so you might as well do it. I feel like Mercari shipping rubs everybody the wrong way. It rubs the seller the wrong way because it's so fucking expensive. So that means that they'll have to wiggle with the actual price, or they won't make any sales. Or with the buyer will be like, oh, I love this item, what a good price. And then they make it to checkout and shipping is $13. They're like, whoa, on second thought, I actually don't want this. And I feel like it just really discourages a lot of people. And I don't think Mercari is taking that into consideration while not having a deal worked out on the back end with these shipping sites. Because, girl, what the fuck is $13? All right, so another thing with Mercari shipping is that you have 3 days to ship the item out. Now, I did briefly discuss this on my Why I Love Mercari video. One of my packages was not scanned in, and that means that after 3 days, the buyer can cancel it. If there's no tracking number, the buyer can cancel the item. And that was a bit frustrating because the item made it to her untracked the whole trip, and she was able to get away with my purse as well as the money that I could have potentially had, which was very upsetting. So I feel like Mercari doesn't really have your back when it comes to shit like that. I think Mercari gets, you know, downvoted for their shipping because it's absolute trash. All right, so we move on to pricing. First of all, Mercari's pricing is garbage as well. This is another thing where they get downvoted because you actually have to price your items at a garage sale price in order to get any type of attention toward it. Mercari actually encourages you to price your items at the lowest amount. Mercari is a site where you don't want to profit anything. That is the site to go to. If you want to just get rid of your shit, go to Mercari. If you want to make money, don't go to Mercari, okay? Because you could have an item, let's say hypothetically, Lululemon dance studio pants. I'll use that as a perfect example because that is actually kind of popular right now, by the way. So you get a pair of Lululemon dance studio pants, you fill in the description and do all that fun shit. You make it down to the price point. They're going to tell you that the average price to price this item is going to be between $13 to $17. And they encourage you to price yours at $12. And you're like, wait, these are actually really popular. Why would I price them that low? But if you are new on the app, you're like, oh, okay, well, they must have an idea here. So let me just put it at $12. They will sell immediately because the price is so fucking low. Mercari encourages low ass prices just so they can get the fast flips. You get what I'm saying? All right, so next we're going to talk about Makari Buyers. These people, and not all, but most, okay? Let me just disclaim that. Not all, but most. They will lowball the shit out of you. They will gaslight you for your prices, and you'll never really get outright buys. And I think that is the most frustrating part. They come a dime a dozen. Like, you could really sit here and say, my price is already low. You could have really taken Mercari's advice by pricing your items at that $12. They'll still send you an offer for $9. And that 12 could be a really good price, but they're willing to be like, you know what, I think I want to save $3 more. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't bargain. I think it's great to bargain. I actually personally only buy things on Mercari because it's so fucking cheap. So I guess you could say that I'm contradicting myself in a way, but I personally don't send offers. Like if it's a really good price, I'm going to buy it at that price. You get what I'm saying? So that is one thing that I, you know, have in my little back pocket as a buyer. But a lot of people don't think that way. A lot of people is like, you know what? Let me hop into your messages. I see you have this item listed for $30. I'll offer you $10 for it. And then you're like, definitely no. I can do 18. They're like, well, no, I can do 11. And then at that point you're irritated, and they'll be like, I actually saw this on Amazon for $12. Nobody is going to buy this for $30. You might as well sell it to me. And it's just kind of like, really? Really? Makari buyers are the worst. Like, they're annoying as shit. But the app is designed for those types of buyers. So what can you do? Next, we're going to talk about weird encounters. I don't generally get like weird encounters by anybody. I don't really sell anything that'll warrant people hopping in and asking me, you know, have these been worn? Could you not wash them and shit like that? Like, people get really disgusting, weird people. It doesn't happen to me, thank the Lord. Okay, so the next one is actually just a low baller. This happens quite a bit, but this is only one I was able to capture. But I had the item listed at $35. I sent an offer out to all the likers for $30. They sent me a message and was like, will you take 15? If the item was listed at $35, do it look like I would take $15 for it? So then I said no. Now, no, I could have had a little bit more decorum by letting them know, you know, thank you for the offer, however, but I did not, because I'm just like, really? Over half off? You want 60% off? You fucking kidding me? So I just said no. They said okay. And then days later, they sent me an offer for $26. No problem, I accepted it. Honestly, it must have been a slow day. But then they eventually gave me a 4-star, and I'm sure that's why they gave me the 4-star, because they wanted to pay $15 for this item. But clearly they wanted it because they came back and bought it. But those are like the 4 stars that I don't really care about. Like, you feel some type of way, your feelings hurt, it is what it is. You bought it, you shouldn't have. All right, so the next one, this one was funny because it's just like, girl. So, had this item listed for $30. They sent me an offer for $21. I countered at $24. So the only reason my offer is less than your asking price is because while I really like this dress, I don't think I'll ever wear it. Which is the case for most of the clothes, because I just have too many and I never really go anywhere. Especially now that I work at home. And it's a bit much for the grocery store. But it's so pretty. Get your broke ass off of reselling sites. So the next one was a bit agitating. So I have the item listed for $33. Very beautiful torrid dress. I feel like I probably could have got more for that, but I say that in every scenario. Offered $28. They put $20 or $28 free shipping. Please. I said, sorry, $28 is my lowest. They said, can you cover shipping on the $28? I'm not a mathematician, but wouldn't that balance out to the exact same thing? All right, so this one was actually funny. This happened a really long time ago. I want to say over a year ago, because I actually sold this watch. I want to say over the summer. So this definitely happened close to like February, March of last year. So I had an Apple Watch listed for $275. Excellent condition. Really upset at myself for even selling it because it was a Series 5 and I had bought it and I just didn't use it because I started working at Frito-Lay and you can't wear jewelry there. The watch was just sitting in my, you know, drawer and collecting dust. So I was like, fuck it, I'll sell it. So I listed it for $275, which I thought was a really good deal because it was in excellent condition. They sent me an offer for $207. My earnings would have been $180. Y'all see that? I counted for $230, which is still a really good fucking deal. They declined it and said, $207, take it or leave it. And that's why I said, laugh my ass off. You act like you're doing me a favor, laugh my ass off, bye. First of all, how disrespectful of you. You clearly want the item more than I want to actually sell it. So tell me, does that make sense to use that type of tactic to get somebody to be like, you know what? Oh my God, I'm in desperate need. of money. All right, so this one was funny too. So it was a Fashion Nova dress. If y'all have not watched, I actually went to Puerto Rico with my 2 older sisters over the summer. I have that video linked down below as well if you want to check it out. So I went on Fashion Nova and I bought a whole bunch of dresses. So she messages me and she's like, if this is available on August 3rd, please message me. Now y'all see the emoji and, you know, the text. It was because I put that on Instagram. So it was a month out. So I didn't respond because I'm just kind of like, hopefully this isn't here another month. Funny thing is, it was. But she didn't buy it. So it is what it is. So this one's a little strange, just because she had me going in the first half. So I was really like excited because I'm like, ooh, I'm about to make a bundle. Hear me out. I'm gonna read it to you. So I offered $22 on one of the dresses and she was like, honey, how much to bundle this one, and I'll message you under the other ones. So of course I'm like excited because I'm like, ooh, I'm about to get me a nice little bundle deal. I said I could do 35 for both because she had just liked the 2. Well, I got the notification for 2 and then she liked another one. So then I was like, okay, so for all 3 I could do 50. Love that. I said I have it listed here, so that's why y'all see it says Fashion Nova dress bundle at the top. So then this where it gets a little off the trails. It says, okay, perfect. I'll be home tomorrow night. If you still have them, I'll take them. And want to add a few more items. I just saw your closet, so I get home tomorrow night. I'm moving back home from Washington, D.C., Quantico headquarters, to my home state for a promotion. All my banks are transferred and money is transferred, so the cars are waiting to be picked up. I'm in law enforcement and got a big promotion. I turned down 3 times, but my son is 9 years old. He just turned 9 July 7th. So I said yes to this time. They asked me and my son would be back home with family, and we were moving into my dad's 10-bedroom house and have a walk-in closet, have all my clothes getting shipped. But because of working in Washington, I only had pantsuits, so now I'm buying everything new. So if you have a lot of new Fashion Nova stuff, I'll do a big bundle with you. I want a lot that you have. I don't know if these 3 are the only Fashion Nova. All 3 for $50 is a great deal, so tomorrow night, if they don't sell, I'll buy them and add on to it if you don't mind. And I like a lot if one of the 3 sell before tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I'll pick something else, love. Do you only have 3 Fashion Nova dresses? I said, because honestly, that was a fucking lot, okay? I do have one other dress, but it's a 1X, wanted a looser fit, but it's not new with tags. Also, I don't hold items, unfortunately, but like you said, if they are still available tomorrow night, then it's all yours. And congratulations, because I'm just like, you know, you got promoted, whatever. So then they said, thank you very much. And I understand, I would never ask anyone to hold any. I love a lot of your stuff, so tomorrow night, how about write this under one each item I want to bundle? Oh Lord. I said, that works for me. And then here's another paragraph that was useless. I guess going to school for 12 years, ending up with the master's and doctorate degree paid off. I knew I never wanted to be a cop, which I'm glad I'm not. I'm a federal agent for special crimes and intelligence, but you think sometimes, especially with me having a son, I'm on call 24/7. I don't have a life outside of work. I took this next week off to get everything settled, but if crime happens and it's in my jurisdiction, I still have to go. But I worked way too hard and took my oath at 19 years old, and I'm 31, and now I'm a boss of my own team. I'm 31 and now I'm a boss of my own team, so it's great now that I'll be home tomorrow night. Hopefully things get much slower. Thank you so much, honey, and I like a lot of items you have. Do you have any shoes that are 8, 9, 10? You're the best, boo. What the fuck was that? So at that point, I actually didn't respond because I'm just like, okay, you fucking with me now. The next one is a funny one too. So this one is a Savannah Jane shirt, which is just like a boutique brand, but it gives off very much so Johnny Was, boho, hippie, all that fun shit. So yeah, so they asked, what color is this? I said mustard yellow. They said yellow mustard or brown golden yellow, as there is a difference. that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just let her have it. She kind of is right. Which one? Although there's a photo, but you know, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I said yellow. Photos 2, 3, and 4 show the true tone of the color. With shipping charge and tax added, I can offer a maximum $20. Please let me know if you can accept this. I said 25 would be my lowest, but thank you for your interest. Get your broke ass out of here. You, girl. So yeah, those are my funny encounters. So moving on to customer service. So I've actually haven't had like a really bad experience with them, but the 2 times I had to, I guess, speak with them, they both were negative. So the first one was what I told you guys earlier about that purse. Literally, I feel like in a situation like that where it never tracked and I'm telling you that this item tracked, and even at the point where the buyer was like, hey, I received the item, at that point, Makari should have been like, oh, okay, the buyer has received this. Let's give her back her money. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't even do that. So that was very frustrating, just reaching out to them, and then they're just like, well, sucks to be you. We've already canceled it. That's final, whatever the case is. That's terrible. So they definitely get a thumbs down for that. And then the next thing just recently happened, and it was with the pair of Athleta leggings. So these pants were new without tags, and the buyer, of course, very fucking cheap because this is Makari. The item was listed at $36. Mind you, new without tags. It still had that that clear tag on it, but I had already cut that one out. So I knew that they were new without tags, and they looked new without tags. You can tell nobody has worn these things. So you got a really good deal on an item that originally is $118. So she gets the item. She's really you know, appreciative, like, hey, thanks for you know, sending it out so fast. I said no problem, whatever. But then I get another message, and she was like, oh, I'm really appreciative that you sent the item out as fast as you could, but I'm starting to see flaws. Is there a way that you can give me a partial refund? So I instantly thought, like, okay, she clearly is coming from Depop, because Depop is the only app where you can receive a partial refund. And in my experience with being on Mercari, in their mind, they think, well, this actually wasn't worth $36. I would actually only pay $20 for this. So let me ask for a partial refund by saying that something is wrong with it. So y'all, I kid you the fuck not. I'm mad I didn't take screenshots of her photos. Y'all, she takes a photo of the leggings, and it looks as though that she may have rubbed, I don't know, maybe it's got a little bit of carpet hair, I don't fucking know, and laid it on top of the leggings. Swear to you, laid it on top of the leggings, took a photo of it, and then tells Makari that the item was not as described. It has flaws that were not noted. Mind you, my photos looked nothing like those. And then what really bothered me the most is that it looked as though not only did she put these items on it, but that could have been lint rolled off. Let's hypothetically, let's say that those fur balls were on the leggings. Those could have been lint rolled off. I really think it was a case of buyer's remorse, 100%. And she just really wanted to be like, you know what, this wasn't worth $36. And I should have knew something was up when she sent me the offer, and then right after she was like, is there any rip hole stains, Okay, well, why didn't you have that energy before you sent an offer? And I countered. And then you have the audacity to say that, ooh, it's so pricey. For a new without tag pair of leggings that cost originally $118? Are you fucking kidding me? So that's a whole nother thing. And in both scenarios, Mercari did not help at all. You know, and that is very frustrating, because I feel like as a seller, you also want protection as well, not just as a buyer. Like, so I only have to be a buyer in order to get the right type of protection here, and that's not fair. All right, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is scams on the platform. Mercari is a cesspool for scams. Like, I don't care what anybody says. It's a cesspool for scams. It is so many scams that can happen. I'm only going to talk about the ones that I personally know, or the ones that I have read on, you know, Reddit, because like I say all the time, I be on the Reddit, okay? But I digress. So One big one for Makari is people just scouring the internet, stealing photos, and then they'll post them on Mercari. What ends up happening is, let's say a PS5 is a perfect example. Remember when those were like a hot commodity, so people was like doubling the price and then they were really profiting. So this particular person would list this item at $300. So naturally you like, oh my God, what a fucking deal. What ends up happening is either they don't know the app, so then they're thinking that the money is going to be released to them. Or if they're a little bit experienced scammer, what they will do is they will go ahead and get an envelope or get something and print out that shipping label, slap it on, and ship it to an area that is close to your area. Now, you never received the item, but it's been delivered. So that is a huge scam. So now after 3 days, since you didn't rate the item, Mercari will go ahead and release the funds to the seller. And that scam happens a lot, which is really unfortunate. That's why I wouldn't recommend buying anything expensive on there, because people are scammers. Another one that I saw one of my Instagram girlies on talking about, she bought a dress, and what ended up happening was she received the dress and the package was ripped open to make it seem like the dress fell out. So then she ends up losing her money because now it's USPS fault, which in turn it wasn't. And I don't know how Mercari handles that whole little fake ass $200 you're covered thing, because I think that that's a lie. I don't think they cover anything. So that's one scam. Like I said, I don't think that Mercari even cares for stuff like that. Like if you received it and you say that's not the item, it is what it is. This sucks to be you type shit. So in her case scenario, she ended up being fucked. Like, you don't have the dress and you don't have the money. And honestly, like, no shade to her, it was because she saw a great deal and she was like, ooh, I gotta get it, let me get it. And you've been got, okay? Because they knew that it's people like them, like, this is an amazing dress, I'm going to be able to resell this for triple the amount. Go on people's profiles, like go check their profile and look and see if they only have expensive dresses or expensive items and the background looks different on every photo. Like, use your common sense. Another one is a very common one, which is just a bait and switch. So you could have a potential buyer, you're selling this high dollar item, let's say it's a PS5, you're selling it for a market price. So then they'll receive the item and then say, oh my God, it was just a pair of dirty shoes in here. There was no PS5, you scammed me. Whole time you knew that you packaged up your PS5 and shipped it to them. So now what that means is that Mercari is like, interesting. That is not the item they received. Why did you ship this item? We're going to investigate. 9.95 times out of 10, they're going to side with that buyer. And they're going to refund that buyer. So yeah, those are just the 3 scams that I know of for Mercari, that I've heard about on Mercari. And I feel like scams are everywhere. You can't really just, you know, keep it to one site. It's everywhere, and that really is unfortunate. Just be extra careful when you know, accept offers, or if somebody buys your item outright, or if you are on the prowl for an item. Like, it is a lot of scammers. And just note that if something is too good to be true, baby, it usually is. Like, it usually is. All right, so my final thoughts. So first, I have to say that it brings me sadness that Mercari is actually going to be rated the worst out of all of the platforms. So my rating for this app is a 2 out of 5, and that says a lot. I think the only thing that is carrying Mercari is the fact that I don't have to be on the app all the time, engaging on the app in order to make sales. That's probably the only thing that Mercari has over other platforms. But yeah, just let me know down below your thoughts on Mercari, because I feel like mine has been up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's definitely at the point where it's down. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.